Hello and welcome back to the Mobile Motorbike Mechanic channel. I'm Steve. Today you join us on part 2 of servicing this BMW R1200 GS. Last video, which link is in the description, was doing the oil filter on it. Today we're going to be changing out the air filter and we're going to be doing the spark plugs. Yeah, so we better crack on and get it done. Right, so we need to do the air filter on this bike. Which is underneath this panel here, but to get to that panel we've got to take this panel off, we've got to take the seat off, and we also have to remove this crash bar here. So bit of a pain really, but yeah, if your bike's got crash bars on it you'll probably have to take the crash bar off as well. Okay, so to get this bar off we've got 1, 2 and then 3 fixings there, and then there's a couple up underneath here that we're going to have to tackle. And all I want to do is, I don't want to take the whole thing off, but I just want to release it and relax it just so I can get this panel off here. That's that one. Is an 8mm, is that going to clear the exhaust? Ooh, just, there we go. Ugh, that draw. You pain. It's stainless as well, so I can't get it with me. Thing. Alright. Okay, that's starting to come off. Right, so with this engine bar relaxed, we can now get this panel off. What we need to do is undo these 2 clips, but before I undo those 2, there's one on the very leading edge just here. However, to get to it, it's a bit of a, well, it's just here. So all you need to do is turn it 90 degrees and that will release that leading edge. And now we can undo these 2. And there's a little tang at the front which you need to release. And then you can pull the panel out. So there's that little tang at the front that was in this hole here. Right, with that panel gone, we've got access to the fuel tank, but it's underneath here, which is where we need to get for the air filter. So we need to take the seat off and then we'll get this panel off. Right, take the seat off. It's as simple as popping the key in. Take the back seat off first, and then you can release the front seat. Now we can get to this panel. It's just a question of undoing. There should be 3 bolts, but that one's missing. So it's just the 2 on this one. Oh, that was a washer. Let me grab that before I lose it. Right, so just this one little panel left to remove, and it's just a question of pulling out those 2 little tabs. And now we can get to the snorkel and the air filter. So it should just slide out quite straightforward, but this lower one's being a bit of a bugger. There we go, that's got it. Right, so that's your 2 clips out, and then my entire snorkel should pop out just like that. And you can see there's a tang there and a rubber grommet under there where that tang goes into. But that's your snorkel out, and here's your air filter. One air filter removed. Right, HF7912 is the filter for this one. So As you can see, nice clean air filter. And it's just a question of popping it in. They can be a bit of a beggar to get in because it is a bit tight in here. In she goes. Oh, too far, too far. It's got through the hole. That's it. Let me just slide that into place. And line up your rubber doodad. Line up your bung with your... That's him, he's in. He's in there. And then we refit our little clips. Done. Pop our wiring back down to where it was. Right, and now we can put the panels back on. Now, as mentioned when we took this panel off, it should have an extra fastener in there to stop it flapping around. So I'm just going to go and grab one off the van. All sorted. Just get you in there. And then remember to go around the inside and do this one up. And then that 10mm was back in there, wasn't it? Which was an absolute twat of a bloody place to put a bolt. That's the one thing I hate about doing adventure bikes, is all the bloody accessories on them. That's not right. I don't know why, but this seat is always a right bugger to put on. That's it. That's better. And then I can pop the back one on. Oops. Sorted. Right. Air filter's all done, so we can move on to the spark plugs. Right, move on to the spark plugs. So on this engine, it's a 2-spark motor. So it means there's 2 spark plugs per cylinder. Some people don't realise that. You've got a spark plug underneath here, and you've got one in the end of the cylinder here. So 2 sparks. Right, so in order to get this one out, it can be a bit of a bugger, but I need to release the cap. There he is. Get the cap out of the way, and there's your HT lead. Now you've got a little clip on there. If you lift the clip up, you can release the lead, and then we've got to pull that out. Now we do have a tool to grip hold of those. If you don't have a tool, don't be tempted to stick a screwdriver in and prise, because you'll snap this connector off. So if you haven't got the tool, let's go get the bloody tool. Alright, so I'm going to go and get the tool. Okay, spark plug removal tool, or HT lead removal tool. So they just clip on the end, and then you can pull and get the HT lead out, get the plug cap out. So that makes life a lot easier. And then in there, it's a long ways in, but you can see the spark plug. So let's get that out. There it is. So, one spark plug. Right, let's get him replaced. Right, new one going in. Let me just pop the cover on. Done. Now we need to go and do the same on the lower one. Right, so moving on to the lower spark plug, what we've got to do is we've got to remove this bolt here, which looks to be aftermarket. I don't know what that's doing there. We've got to loosen off this plug here, and we've got to get to that bolt there, which is just behind the plug, and then that will release this shroud, and then we can get up into the spark plug, which is underneath that shroud. So. Come on, jump. There we go, and then I don't know why, but that bolt looks like it's aftermarket. So, it is. And then we can just drop that down. Yeah. Right, and here is the HC lead for the next spark plug. There we go. Just pop it off. Spark plug just there. Ta-da! One spark plug. Right. That's that one back in. HT lead fitted, so it's just a question of getting the cover back on. Pop it in place. I don't know why this ropey bolt's been used, but it is, so and then we just need to fit the other bolt on the other side. Okay, so that's both of those spark plugs changed. exactly the same on the other side, so we won't bother filming that, but it is exactly the same, just the other way around. Yeah, so that's, like I say, that's those two done. Do the same on the other side, and then that's all 4 of the plugs changed. Right folks, so that's all 4 of the plugs changed on this one and the air filter. So like I say, if you want to know how to do the oil and filter on this one, go back to part 1, so link in the description, and join us again on the next part of the series where we're going to do the rear differential service and drive shaft on this one. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.